So we finally made it to Grand Teton National Park. I haven't been here since 1978, and Angel has never been here. We're staying in downtown Jackson Hole, which, by the way, the square has, or downtown Jackson Hole has a square with arches made out of antlers. Really cool. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy your trip to Grand Tetons with us. We did some exploring. We found the Church of Transfiguration, which is actually still open and holds services on Sunday, built over 100 years ago. We also went over to Mormon Row. There used to be 300 buildings in this subdivision or this settlement. It's down to 6 buildings now. But what a view of a place to live. So the beginning of Grand Teton National Park started in this building. Maud Noble in 1923 built this building, and this is where they held a historic meeting in 1923 to put together a plan to create the national park known as Grand Tetons. We spent some time at Jenny Lake. We did not hike all the way around because parts of the trails were still closed due to snow, but we did hike the northwest side and we hiked the southeast side. But it was beautiful to get out there and hike around a little bit.
Are you getting the snow?
I am taking a short video approaching Jenny Lake in the Grand Tetons just to show that there's still a ton of snow over here. We have also discovered we may be a little bit early in the season because some of the trails are still closed. An absolutely fabulous hike was Hidden Falls. The sign says 2.1 miles, but we left from the south side of Stringer Lake, and it ended up being a 5.34 mile round trip. If you can do it, it's an absolutely fabulous hike. I highly recommend it. Okay, we're coming to the end of the river going between Stringer Lake and Jenny Lake. There's Jenny Lake right there. Hidden Falls should be about 1.5 miles off to the right. Just a beautiful hike in the Grand Tetons. All the snow melting, running off, and working its way down to Jenny Lake. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We still gotta keep going up though. Alright, there's the Hidden Falls. We got a little ways to go upriver, and they say we get a much better view. But there's our first glimpse of it. Alright, we've gone just over 2.5 miles, and you can start to see the falls way up there. But we're still going. That's the Hidden Falls that we've been working towards. Woohoo! Alright, we're at the viewing point for Hidden Falls. As you can see, it goes way up there. We've made it up here, 2.64 miles, beautiful sunny day. Could not be happier here in the Grand Teton National Park. So the last hike we did in the Tetons is Taggart Lake Loop. Turned out to be about 4.19 miles, according to my GPS. This hike, we both agree, was probably the best hike of our entire week here. So definitely add Taggart Lake Loop to your bucket list. So we're doing Taggart Lake Trail, and not even a mile into the hike, we get this beautiful cascading waterfall. There's Angel. Having fun, Angel? So glad we came to the Tetons. So we're about halfway, a little less than halfway, Taggart Lake Loop. The sky is just absolutely beautiful today. The smoke is finally clearing up a little bit. What an absolutely beautiful view of the Grand Tetons. So after that beautiful view, we got into the woods on our way to Taggart Lake. And everything in here is still covered in snow. We've got quite a ways to go to try and stay or get out of the snow. But I know as soon as we get into the sunshine, the snow will be gone. So we're still enjoying it. Taggart Lake, Grand Tetons. A little bit more of Taggart Lake. This hike has turned out to be absolutely a beautiful hike. Look at the reflection. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad we decided to do this hike. All right, we just finished up Taggart Lake Loop. It was actually a very, very good hike. I'm glad we did it. You can see the mountains are back there in the background. I actually think I enjoyed this better than we did the Hidden Falls. Hidden Falls was a great trail, but I think this one was probably a little more enjoyable. We did it counterclockwise. Turned out to be a good choice. It gets really steep right after the lake, but then it's some beautiful rolling hills and meadows on the way back. Some definitely moose territory. Didn't see any. We saw snakes, squirrels, chipmunks. A couple behind us said they saw a couple of otters.
Up at the lake.
Up at the lake, they saw some otters. But highly recommend it. Ended up being 4.19 miles with the highest elevation of 7,015 feet. So anyhow, highly recommend this one, Taggart Lake Loop. Enjoy. Okay, so we are wrapping up our week at the Grand Teton National Park. We've been here about a week. We've had an absolutely wonderful time. We have hiked Jenny Lake, we have hiked Taggart Lake, we have hiked Hidden Falls, a bunch of other little hikes. It's just been absolutely fabulous. The weather has been perfect. A little smoky and hazy sometimes from the fires up in Canada, but all in all, I'd say it's been an absolutely fabulous time. As far as wildlife, we've seen 3 bear. One of them actually came right down to the trail, about 15 feet from the trail. It was a mama, but she got between us and her cubs, and she pushed her cubs back up the hill. We've seen 4 moose, most of them just laying in the shrubbery, so you really can't get good pictures of them. But yeah, I would say it's an absolutely fabulous time. If you haven't been to Grand Teton National Park, you really need to add it to your list. Looking forward to next week. We're leaving tomorrow morning for Yellowstone for 8 nights.
Yay!
So we're going to spend some time up there. We'll probably do something up there too as far as a YouTube video is concerned. So anything you want to add, Ange?
Yeah, sure. Wanted to share a little bit about Taggart Lake being our favorite hike, and it was because we kind of like to hike. We like to do the hard part first. What was so great about that is you had your waterfall first, your big river, you hiked real hard, and then when you got to the top where the lake is, and there's just a little bit more hiking, actually the most strenuous, and then it was just downhill from there. from there, and we just got to enjoy the whole entire rest of the hike. It was spectacular.
Yep, it really was. And the views, especially the first couple days we were here before the smoke moved in from the Canadian fires, the views have just been absolutely spectacular of the mountains. So again, highly recommend it if you haven't already been to Grand Tetons. I'm sure you probably have or will be in the near future. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well. So thanks for watching, thanks for following, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button.
We'll see you in Yellowstone.
Bye.
Bye.